everyone. It's been an entire year since the last time that we posted anything to YouTube. It has been an incredibly hectic year. A year of me sitting there saying I really need to put something up. A year of so many amazing friends reaching out to us, asking if we were okay. Thank you so much to everyone who's been so kind to us. I just wanted to do a quick review of everything that we did this year. And then make a huge announcement at the end of it. So this is basically how we just spent 2022. I'm so sorry. I promise I will not do this again. And if I do, then I totally understand if you hate me forever. We did end up losing Cusco earlier this year. He suddenly became very ill, and when he was taken to the animal hospital, it turned out he had developed an autoimmune disorder very similar to leukemia. And we did everything we could. Out of nowhere, he just took turns for the worse. They said he was starting to look better, that things were going to be probably okay, although he was going to live with it for the rest of his life. But it would have been managed with medicine, and then one night he just left us. That was very hard for Jackie and I. We were still here in Japan at the time when it happened, and he was in Florida. So we did not have the opportunity to say goodbye to our little Ember. And honestly, even though it's the end of the year and it happened back at the beginning of the year, I don't see us recovering anytime soon from that. On a happier note, this is not a reaction to losing Cusco. This is a reaction to we would like a pet. We have had 2 additional pets while we've been here in Japan because our house does not allow us to have pups. Otherwise, Giselle and Cusco would have made their way over here. So for a short bit of time, we ended up having a rabbit whose prior name was Bugs. And we were going to rename him Calcifer, but when we took him to the vet, he was already there under the name Bugs, and they called him Bug-chan. And we were like, well, that's really cute. So we ended up keeping the name Bug instead. We did really enjoy having Bug for the time that we did end up having him. We're just not rabbit people, apparently. Like, we love maybe pet sitting rabbits and having rabbits for like short periods of time. But it turns out that Jackie's actually allergic to the hay, so I probably should have started with that. That was really the main thing that was like the driving factor, was that our house had become a very uncomfortable place for her to live. And so of course her next reaction is, oh, let's buy a cat, even though she's also allergic to cats. It turns out she's not allergic to cats. It turns out she's actually allergic to their litter, specifically the ammonia that they produce in their litter. And so I made the deal that if we're going to get a cat, it has to be toilet trained. And surprisingly enough, it was actually pretty easy. We managed to toilet train her. She now pees and poos in the guest toilets for the most part, except for sometimes she gets mistaken and goes into the bathtub. So we now have a toilet trained cat named Sylvie, and we are sans 1 rabbit. We definitely made sure that we made it home for the summer. Our first stop naturally was Walt Disney World, because where else would we go first? So I was really excited about seeing the 50th anniversary. I really wanted to see the ribbons on the castle, and I will tell you what, it did not disappoint. It was beautiful. I am so glad that we made it there to go see it. We also had an opportunity to hang out with some of our really awesome friends. I do not have any footage of any of them because we were just so excited to see them that we didn't even think about recording. We hung out with our friends Jen and Mark, who also have their own channel called Fun and Fancy Free. If you love Disney stuff, definitely go check them out. They're constantly uploading. They're much more consistent than we are. They're much more fun than we are. And also we brought them back a whole bunch of Japanese snacks to try, and they actually uploaded it to YouTube. And mind all, I was definitely screaming at the TV, wishing I had been there to actually tell them what the things were when we were watching it. But it was so fun watching them blindly just try all these random Japanese snacks. And then we also hung out with our friends AJ and BJ, who we actually had met in Japan back in 2019. And they are not currently active on YouTube, but they do have their own channel called Escote Adventures if you want to go check them out. They live and work at Walt Disney World, so it's pretty cool. And our friend BJ, I don't know if I'll get this up in time, but he actually is getting to DJ at Epcot, which is just so amazingly cool. So we spent the night at Shades of Green, and then the next morning we took off to Sarasota to go surprise Jackie's grandma, who had no idea we were coming to visit. Are you excited to see your grandma? Oh my god, here she comes. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you have to go surprise her.
Hi! Hello, 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 hello. Ay, kamusta? Kamusta? Hey!
Oh my god. Aww. A majority of our visit, we ended up pampering Giselle. She apparently has become a bully since Cusco left. So that's something that we get to detrain her on whenever we finally get her to come home to us. But we spent all the time pampering her and loving on her, catching up with her grandma, helping them because they're preparing to move to a brand new house. And then at the very end of our trip in Sarasota, Giselle decided to scare the heck out of us and activate some PTSD we did not know existed by taking us to the emergency vet, where she wrangled up an $850 vet bill because she tweaked her back. After visiting Florida, we made our way over to Texas, where my parents are currently living. My parents actually own, so I kept calling it a boat. I didn't know, but when I got there, I discovered it's actually a yacht. My parents are yacht owners. Like, I cannot wrap my head around that. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean it's a yacht? I don't understand. So we went to go visit my parents. We actually left Florida a little bit early to be able to catch up with the rest of my family, because a good chunk of my dad's side of the family were all there celebrating my aunt's birthday. So we got to catch up with our cousins and our aunts and our uncles, and it was super fun. We spent about a week there living aboard the boat, which actually was, the yacht, which was actually not nearly as bad as we thought. We were really worried about getting seasick and stuff, but actually surprisingly it was pretty okay. We did not get seasick except for the first time we went out, where my poor dad ended up getting stung by a jellyfish like within the first minute of being in the water.
Hi, Christine.
Hey!
How do I see jellyfish?
You swim until you run into one. Ow! That's the one that's on my back right now. Gosh! Somebody get the jellyfish off my back, please. On there? Still? No. I just got the shit stung out of me.
I'll pee on it, Steve. Come here. Steve, I'll pee on you. Come here.
But yeah, it was so fun being back in Texas, being near family again. We ended up getting to go to a couple different museums. I got to go see the only specimen of actual dinosaur skin, and I was like, whoa. I was so excited that we got to go see that. I am definitely obsessed with dinosaurs. Jackie was not a happy camper in there. She did not want anything to do with those dinosaurs. And so recently, going around the US, they have this Van Gogh exhibit, but then in Houston they had a Monet version. Monet was one of my absolute favorite artists growing up, so I was really excited to be able to go and see it. It reminded me a lot of Team Labs back in Japan, but without all the extra senses attached to it. And we also went to the zoo and got to see some of the animals, which is much more Jackie's speed. I'm like the dead animals, she's the alive animals. So it was super great getting to spend time with my family. We got them hooked onto the Nintendo Switch. We introduced them to Animal Crossing. Now they are obsessed. They have their own islands. It's wonderful.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
For anyone who's not new to the channel, you know that my parents also have their own YouTube channel called Our Life B3. Please check out their channel. They've lived the van life, they have backpacked, they have traveled around parts of the US in their yacht. If you're into adventure, then please go check them out. And then the big crazy thing that happened was we actually got upgraded to Delta 1, which is Delta's first class, on our way back to Japan. We did not ask for it. We did not try for it. It just happened. And it didn't even happen last minute. It happened like months before our flight. And so we kept thinking, oh, they must be wrong. They're probably going to boot us back to Comfort Plus on our way back. No, we actually did Delta 1 and it was absolutely incredible. The stuff they gave us, the food was absolutely amazing. Hands down, the best omelet I have ever eaten in my entire life was eaten on an airplane. Can you believe it? It was so fun. It was so wonderful being spoiled. And it was so great being able to do Delta 1, because that leads me into the big announcement. At the time of us doing Delta 1, flying back to Japan from seeing family, I was 23 weeks pregnant. So being able to lay down on that airplane was absolute pure bliss. We are so incredibly excited to introduce everyone to our newborn son, Luca. And something I forgot to mention is that we actually made it to Tokyo Disney for Halloween this year, which was super exciting. It's still not fully back up to its old glory of Halloween time, but getting to go back and re-ride the Tokyo Disney version of Haunted Mansion and see some of the parades and try the different kinds of Halloween foods. It was super awesome. Even though I was pregnant and I was not able to ride any of like the super fun rides, we still had a great time and we would definitely do it again. But yeah, so that was our 2022 and we are so excited to hopefully start trying to upload again now that the secret's out. I promise we are not going to become a channel that strictly focuses on the amazingness of our perfect little child. But we are so excited to finally introduce him, and I have an ungodly amount of footage of him. Thank you so much again to everyone who's been here with us the entire time. Like, your guys' support has truly been one of the rocks that have helped us through this year of like ups and downs and all arounds. Hopefully more videos will come soon, and I'm wishing everyone a happy holiday. Alright, as always, stay safe, stay happy, most importantly, stay you. See you guys again next time, and until then, hope you have a magically wonderful day. Oh, Luca's awake. Okay, bye.